I'm Angela Luce here, and welcome to the first episode of Hired. Today we'll do a quick introduction of the show and my background and what you can expect. We'll talk about the top 10 ways to fail in the interview, what 99 out of 100 people are not putting on their resume, and we'll talk about the blank of the day today on Hired. Welcome to Hired. I'm Angela Luce here. I'll be your host. Hired is a show all about career advice that's different and forward-thinking and up-to-date, whereas a lot of career advice out there today really isn't helpful for this economy. My goal is to not be boring, not be repetitive, and not be vague. I want to give you the why and how behind everything I share with you and make sure you clearly understand why what we're talking about is important, how you can implement it. So, if you want to be on the show, I'm looking for guests. Looking for people who want to be members of the show in any kind of capacity. I'm looking for job seekers who want to promote what they're looking for and talk about what their job search has been like. I'd also like to talk to employers. How are they finding talent? What kind of product do they create? What kind of services do they offer? And employees. What kind of cool job do you hold and what do you want to talk about? In addition to having guests on the show, we'll have a lot of how-to information. I'll be highlighting really good resources for you and making sure that you have everything you need to be successful, whether it's career development tips or job search tips. So quick background on me. I am a career consultant. I have a career consulting business called 365 Degrees Consulting out of Springfield, Mass. I also run the career program at the UMass Amherst Alumni Association, and I'm an author. This is my book, The Anti-Resume Revolution. You'll probably be seeing this again, so we'll pull some ideas and thoughts out of here for some of the segments. And I'm also a speaker. So I bring some of this background and these ideas with me to hopefully help you to be more successful. Let's get into our first segment, how to fail in the interview. Here are the top 10 ways to do so. I have found that there are very few people who really understand the nuances of interviewing and what really goes into it. Today we're going to go over the top 10 ways to fail in the interview. Here's number 1, bringing food or drink. Number 2 is arrive underdressed. Hi, I'm here for the interview. Number 3, talk on your cell phone or text while you're in the lobby or while you're sitting and waiting for your interview to start.
Are you going to break up with him? I can't believe...
Number 4, you didn't bring any resumes to hand out.
May I have your resume, please?
Number 5, your body language is unprofessional. Number 6, being totally unprepared. And you can be unprepared in many different ways.
So tell me about yourself. Why do you want this job? Why do I want this job? Why do I want this job? Well, I really want a job. I haven't had a job in a while, and I think I could do really good here. I guess I wasn't really ready for that question. Can we go on to the next one?
Number 7, bringing way too much stuff with you. What were you looking for? Let me see if I have that in here. Number 8, looking like you don't care / not wanting to look desperate. Are you always this excited?
Right.
Number 9, showing up late. I believe our interview was scheduled for 9 o'clock and it's 10:30, so it's 10:30. I thought it was way earlier than that. I mean, you said to reserve 2 hours for this, so I figured I could come within a 2-hour window. I didn't. And number 10, not asking any questions. Do you have any questions for me? Yeah. Are we done here? Our next segment is about what 99 out of 100 people are not putting on their resumes. This is a very important tool because very few people recognize the value of the wording on their resume. you see a lot of words like, I'm an excellent communicator, or I'm a multitasker, or I'm a self-starter. And you realize anybody can write that about themselves. They don't need to have any sort of backup in order to write that on their resume. And it's really critical to remember the person reading it needs to know that what they're reading is true and validated. So a great way to do that is by putting third-party testimonials on your resume, written by a previous manager, a client, someone who worked above you in a company that can vouch for your work. So let me give you an example. Most people put on the top of their resume an objective statement or a summary. Summaries read something like, I'm a highly motivated, dedicated self-starter with absolutely amazing communication and time management skills. I also have technical ability and I'm a key player on the team. Okay, anybody can say that about themselves. And then, in addition to the summary statement, other people put an objective, something that says, I'm looking for an account executive position within a growing company. Either way, neither of those things really bring in the reader to say, wow, this person's a top performer, this is an excellent resume. It's boring, nobody cares. Use that space on your resume to bring the reader in and show them that you're an A player. Right below your contact information is where you put this testimonial. Imagine this. Top of the resume says Jim Smith. Right below it, Jim is one of the best hires we've ever had. We would hire him back in a heartbeat. He does excellent work. Written by Tom Brown, manager at XY company. Do you see how that's very different from writing an objective or a summary? It's like a sales piece. It's like your billboard. It gives people a better idea of what you can do. So consider putting a testimonial on your next resume, and you may get a job a lot faster than if you didn't. Our next segment is called Blank of the Week. So what is Blank of the Week? I didn't want to get stuck with a book of the week or a website of the week or a quote of the week, just because I like to mix things up. So this will be different every week. I'll always fill in the blank with something different. This week it does happen to be a book. I met the author of this book at a conference earlier this week, and I was extremely impressed with him, and I thought I should pass this along. So his book is called Callings: Finding and Following an Authentic Life. And the book is really about finding the signs and signals in your life that are pointing to your calling, and then acknowledging that they're there and thinking about how you want to use those signs. So it's actually very interesting. He shares a lot of anecdotes and a lot of really interesting stories about people who follow their calling and how they found it. So if you have any interest in starting a new career or changing your path or discovering new hobbies, I highly recommend checking out this book. If you want more information on Greg and you want to see him giving a speech, which is excellent, check out the YouTube video posted in the weekly recap on the blog on thebiznewschannel.com. Coming up next week, the answer to the question, why should I hire you? This question almost always comes up in interviews, and very few people know how to answer that question. I'll give you all the information you need to ace that question. You'll also learn how to get promoted with these 5 easy steps. A lot of people think that getting promoted within a company is out of their hands. Not true. You can be proactive in making that happen. I'll also feature an interview with the founder and CEO of the Biz News Channel, Alfonso Santinello. We'll talk about after he graduated college, what he did between then and now to start a new company and bring some great people on board to make that happen. You'll also hear the blank of the day and much more on the next Hired.